We're doing... Welcome to the show. If you're watching the podcast on the youtube.com/Iain Lee, why don't you scan that? I should change what that QR code does every week, where it sends you.
No, that would be mayhem.
If you're
supposed
listening,
to send you to our Patreon.
If you're listening to the podcast, welcome, Iain and Katherine. You
work out which is which.
You know that. Mm-hmm. Let's get the business stuff out of the way. This show is supported for and paid for by our wonderful Patreons. There's different tiers from £2 up to £100 if you want. I don't care. $3.99 a month will get you a full 3-hour podcast every Friday, a 3-hour show, and access to £1,500. £1,500? No.
I would like access to that, please.
This isn't the radio. If you weren't even, I remember making a joke on the radio somewhere. If you call us now, you can win £10 million. You get in trouble for that. On the internet, you don't. Call us. We'll give you £1 million. No one cares. We have had more new Patreons this week.
Wow.
Than any other week since we started 4 years ago. Guess how many new Patreons we've had?
3.
8.
What?
Yeah, it's wild. Mark Mack, welcome.
Hi, Mark.
As 1. Tid USD, 2. Stephen Lavery, 3. Sam Greasley, 4. Tom, 5. Delith. Now, Delith, we need to talk, because I think you've signed up twice, unless you've upgraded. So, Delith. Delith, have you? Right, okay, we'll come to you in a bit. And I missed a couple, so apologies for that, because I was getting so excited.
Linny is calling you out. Hey, didn't you say the same thing last week?
Yeah, they've gone up, Linny. It goes up.
Can you imagine?
It's gone up. 8 new people. Delith, I've got you down as signing at $3.99 and then signing at the £15 tier. Let me know that you've not got 2 accounts going.
We haven't got double Delith.
We have not got double Delith. Let me know. If you want to sign up, patreon.com/Iain and Katherine, IAIN, and Katherine with a K.
Yeah.
Big show tonight. We were doing the Patreon bit, and then we said, no, we have to start recording now, because I'm coming in hot tonight. Last week's phone-in was not a success. It was ill thought out.
Right.
I think we've got one message.
I actually don't remember what it was.
Exactly. That's a bad sign of a phone-in. Tonight's phone-in
is good.
It doesn't actually tie in with what I was saying. What I was saying was, and I'm getting carried away, what I'm saying is Ronnie Barker ain't funny.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not having that.
He's not funny.
He is.
Where?
Porridge?
All right. I'm in prison, young man. Oh, don't. It's Greasy Spike. He's not funny in it.
That's
Porridge.
Uncanny.
Porridge. All right, Fletch. All right, Fletch. Now, Fletch. I'm going to have to ask you to sit down. That's not bad, actually. It is rubbish, as are the 2 Ronnies.
No. No, that's too bound up with my childhood. Back away. Back away.
Here's British comedy double acts in order.
Uh-huh.
Number 1, you got your Cannon and Ball. Go and watch it. Go and watch it on YouTube. You've got your Cannon and Ball. Number 2, you got your 2 Ronnies. They're quite a way below. Number 3...
Not Little and Large.
They're number 5. I don't know who number 4 is yet. I'm tempted to go with Dustin G and Les Dennis. Number 3 are Morecambe and Wise, who, apart from a few sketches, are not funny. They're not funny.
Now, come on.
They're not funny.
No, that's treason around these parts.
Yeah, they're not funny.
What about French and Saunders?
Are they comedy?
French and Saunders.
I didn't know they'd done comedy.
Rude.
So that's it. But no.
Hale and Pace suggesting
Jesus Christ. Hale and bloody Pace. No, tonight.
That's Armstrong and Miller.
Well, you might as well say
Vic and Bob.
I don't count them as a double act. Well, because I always think of it as Vic Reeves' Big Night Out.
Vic and Bob.
It's funny, isn't it? Bob's the funny one. Tonight's phone in is the question for tonight is going to be a doozy. I've got it. I've got it, right? And it's a good one. We'll come to it in a bit. Last week's question was, and it wasn't very successful, it was off the cuff. And this shows we need...
2 shouts for Dick and Dom.
Oh, we've got messages now. Right. Last week's question was... I tell you what I'll do, Katherine. I'll play the first message, which is from Dredge.
And I've got to work out what the question was.
Work out what the question was.
I know this game.
Here we go.
Dredge here on Green.
Dredge.
Yeah, I thought the thing that everyone thought was brilliant, that I thought was rubbish, was...
Have you worked it out what the question was?
Yeah. Was it... Let me just use my psychic power.
Go for it, girl.
I'm just going to unpick it.
Go for it. Unpick it. Don't pick it. It'll never heal.
Things that you thought was rubbish, everyone else thought
was
brilliant.
There we go. Let's see what Dredge on Green says.
Afterlife, the Ricky Gervais thing.
Uh-huh.
I remember I watched an episode and a half of Afterlife, and about 5 minutes into it, he says the C word to a kid.
Child.
I was like, oh, okay, all right, I've got this. And then there was like VHS video of his dead wife. It's like, oh, okay, I've got this. And I remember saying, at the height of Afterlife mania, I said on Talk Radio, it's not funny. It's not funny. And do you remember there was that annoying bloke who...
What? Narrow it down.
There's a caller, and he talked like that. Not Carl. There's another one, talked like that. And he phoned up, and we had to listen to his boring story about how he proposed to his girlfriend. Boring. And he had a go at me. He said, "Oh, you're just saying that because you're a contrarian." I said, "No, I don't like it." "No, you're just saying that."
You contraried.
Yeah. You've seen the Stuart Lee clip talking about Afterlife. Mm-hmm. One of the worst things humanity has ever... I'm with you, Dredge. Let's have a bit more.
Everyone was going on about how brilliant it was. Millions of viewers all over the world. I just thought it was inept. Anyway, see ya.
Wow, a withering review.
There we go. Thank
it
you.
won't be going on the poster.
Thank you for that, Dredge. We got 2 more.
I cried over Afterlife, but here's my reason. I think it just hit me at a time when I had people that were ill around me, right?
He also knows I could make a thing that...
Is it because I'm a simpleton?
He knows what buttons to press.
Mm-hmm, press mine.
He knows what buttons... Sorry?
He did.
Jesus. Reset you. Right, okay, who's this?
It's a true identity. No one knows what they're gonna see.
Okay, is that the theme tune to the Lenny Henry film True Identity where he whites down? There we go.
Oh, hello. Just responding to tonight's question.
We got posh caller.
I think we might get telephone voice, actually.
I didn't know we had posh listeners. Lulu says in the chat he was fabbing Derek. No, he wasn't. I don't understand how Derek was allowed to be made.
Yeah, it's old-fashioned,
I find
right?
it offensive that was allowed to be made. Again, he's pushing the buttons. He knows what buttons to push to get you to be emotionally involved and stuff. But he's playing someone with, what, is it Down syndrome? He's got learning difficulties.
Yeah, I think... Yeah.
And I know the evolution of the character because he used to do it in the office at the 11 o'clock show.
And it was not quite so sensitive, are you saying, that betrayal?
No, and I've got a video of him doing the Vox Pops as Derek.
God.
I've got a video. That anyone wants to see it.
I did like extras.
Extras, he wasn't playing someone with learning difficulties. No. I just don't understand how that's allowed. I don't get it. You've seen the trailer for the Australian Office. No. Oh, Jesus. Right, anyway, let's carry on.
Do they have offices in Australia?
Apparently so.
What does everyone rave about that you think is rubbish?
Yeah.
Summer. I think summertime's rubbish. It's always too hot on hot days, and it's really uncomfortable and disgusting. And everyone is always banging on about how good it is.
Oh.
And I think
he's not posh anymore. This is the guy that started out posh, right? Let's
go
to the intro.
I know a TV when I hear one.
Here we go.
Tonight's question.
Lord Snooty.
Official.
And now we've got bloody Twitchy the Tramp.
He was on official business. Then he slipped into his tight tube.
Always banging on about how good it is, and I think it's rubbish, utter crap. But also, I've never seen Star Wars. Don't get it really. Anyway,
there's a show on Radio 4 called Never Seen Star Wars.
I will never watch the new ones.
They nicked that idea from me. I did a phone in on LBC. What have you never seen? What have you never seen that everyone's seen? Star Wars? Star Wars?
You mean Star Wars?
I started that. Great calls, guys. Great. Well, one of those was great.
Yeah,
Not saying which
thanks
one.
for that. That's all that's sorted.
03 286 6370. You can call any time during the week. Leave a message. I don't answer it in the week. And you can call about anything. We've got a great question.
Have we?
For tonight. Yeah, it's a strong one. It's a strong one. We'll come to that in a bit. What were we just talking about?
Star Wars. Ronnie Barker.
Oh, I found a great... Did I mention this? Did I mention Icklewick FM last week on here?
Oh.
Have you listened to the rest?
No.
Oh, my God. It's about a year old. It's on 4 Extra on BBC Sounds. And I like listening to like crappy old comedy. There's a comedy from about 1982 on BBC Sounds starring Leslie Phillips. It's called Drop Me Here, Darling. And it's about a couple that have got divorced, and he was rich, but now he's not. And she's now rich, and he's her chauffeur, right? And it's awful. And I love listening to it because I like to fall asleep listening to rubbish. So
let me just get straight. So the premise of it,
yes,
the hilarious thing about it is,
go on.
In a crazy reversal of fortunes, the woman's the boss.
Darling. And I found this thing, and it was like a spoof of a local radio show. And I thought, this will be crap. Because they're always, hello, they're always a bit cheesy, and it's all doing that. It's not clever. Anyone can do it. I did it for 4 years.
Also,
at 3
it's a
counties.
bit rude. We were brilliant on local radio.
So I put this Icklewick FM. Oh, it's something very, very special. It is very, very special. So I'm listening to it, sort of falling asleep, and then I heard something. I went, "What? That's a good line." The first episode is about there's a giant. They're getting reports of a giant going up to everyone's door in the town. Right?
Okay, like the BFG. Yeah.
Then it goes from being a giant to being a very tall man. Okay. Then they find out he's a 6'2" postman. But there's a panic because there's a giant going up to everyone's front door. It's a postman. 6'2" is very tall, isn't it? It's so good. It's so good. I love it, right? Alex Lowe pops up in it a couple of times. And then the last 4 minutes of the last episode is so clever and so funny. And quite often sitcoms will do that thing where the last episode or the Christmas episode or it's all very sad, and it's all when Gervais actually falls in love in The Office and he punches Finch and all of that.
There's a moment of pathos.
And you think it's that. You think you're getting that for the last 4 minutes, but it's not. You're getting 4 minutes crammed full of callbacks and really, really good gags.
Right.
And there's a character who must be based on Justin Dealey in it. Simon Toke, give us a toke. Don't say the catchphrase. I'm not going to say any more, right? That is and I found out they did a podcast, which I've downloaded and I'm going to listen to. Icklewick FM. It's so good. I listened to it and I've gone straight back to listen to it again. I'm going to listen to it again because I missed. It's crammed full of gags. And they're doing voices. And the beginning, I'm thinking, nah, spot on. That is my recommendation. Another recommendation that someone in the Discord, if you're not in the Discord, go and join the Discord. And you came in and you caught me watching a bit of it.
Oh, God.
It's an Indian film called R.R.R. Now
it's not about pirates, though.
You missed the violence. Because the violence, you saw
I did catch 2 songs and a whipping, so who's the
Oh, you
fool?
missed. It's set in India in like 1910s or something, British rule. And it is so good. And there's a great dance off where this Indian guy ends up at this big white, do, and everyone's like, get rid of this absolute bugger. You can't dance. And this guy's going, can you do the Charleston? Can you do the tango? And then this guy goes, no, but I can do this. And it's so good. I'm going to show you that dance scene. It's so good. The dance scene won an Oscar. Did it really? All right, well, maybe we'll watch that in the main show. Sign up to Patreon and you can watch us watching it.
Yeah.
So good. That was recommended. Let me give credit where it's due to whoever recommended it in the Discord. Are you... Oh, and of course, The English Teacher. We're watching.
Oh, yeah, we
and
like
absolutely
that.
loving. Anything else?
That we're watching.
Are you watching
I've been
anything?
watching
What you got?
Chaos. I've been watching Chaos.
No, I've seen that mentioned a few times.
Really enjoy it. Jeff Goldblum is Zeus.
Oh, I just want to say Bunzo. suggested
Thank you, Bunzo.
It's 3 hours long. It's ridiculous. The CGI is terrible. I love every second of it. Chaos, go on.
Chaos with
Our
a
good
K.
friend.
Chaos. It's the Greek myths retold in a modern way. Don't let that put you off. It's actually brilliant. It's actually brilliant. Really, really enjoyed it. It's got Jeff Goldblum in it as Zeus.
Our friend.
It's got a whole cast of characters you will probably recognise. David Thewlis is Hades.
I love Thewlis. Ever since I found out he punched Jim Davidson, I love Thewlis.
And I also recognise the actress who played Hera. Give me 1 second and I'll give you a name. But it's just so good. It's exciting. It's funny. It's weird. And I think it kind of filled in some of the blanks. Some of the names I recognise because when I was little, my dad got me a book of Greek myths, right? And I was obsessed with it. And so some of the names I go, oh, I remember
Did you
who
not
that
get a
person
book?
was.
Did he not? That's sexist.
What?
Gave you a book about Greek myths, but not a book about great myths.
Okay. I can see what you're trying to do there. I'm going to give you a...
I'll take that. I'll take that for that. Yeah, go on. I'll have that.
Anyway, it's great. So you start off with Orpheus, who of course was the great musician who could charm the birds from the trees, and he's got this wonderful wife. And if you remember in the myth, not to spoil it for you, but this is extended over like episodes and episodes, and I've not seen the end, so I don't know what's going to happen. I do know what's going to happen, but I don't know how it's going to happen. But Orpheus, his wife dies, and he goes back to the underworld to try and get her, and it's kind of like the Lot's wife thing, where he's allowed to, but he's not allowed to turn back.
Yeah, turns into a pillar of salt.
Yeah,
I love salt.
It's that kind of vibe.
Does it have my two favourite gods, Narcissus and Sisyphus?
No, but it's got.
I'm not interested.
It's got the one that got punished for giving fire. What's his name? Begins with a P.
Papyrus.
No.
Papa Smurf.
No.
Gargamel.
No. Keep going.
Pudianu.
No, I don't think that's a thing.
Pudi.
No,
Okay.
is that rude? That's rude, isn't it?
I've got some news.
Hang on, just a minute. Let me get this out.
Prometheus.
Janet McTeer, yes, is in it. She's Hera. Prometheus is played by someone I recognise.
Okay, that's good.
Stephen Delan.
I've got some very important news.
Billy Piper's in it. It's Cassandra. No one will listen to her. Go.
Have a sniff
I
of
know
my
that,
armpit.
I know that feeling.
Have a sniff of my armpit.
Why?
I've changed my smell.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it in a scientific way, the way they taught us to waft chemicals.
I've changed my smell.
To
cheap Aldi, I think it's called like Lucaru roll-on deodorant. I've changed my smell and I've changed my style of applying deodorant application. These are important moments in my life.
I am not hirsute under the armpits. You are.
I'm a man.
A roll-on to me needs to be applied to a clean work
This
surface.
is a very wet one.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also it sticks to your hairs.
No, it doesn't stick. It doesn't get sticky. It's wet now.
Does
Give
it
me your
get-
hand.
Nope.
Does
I don't
it-
want to feel that your underarm wetness.
It's wet now, live on this podcast.
It shouldn't be wet. I thought the point was that it's not.
I like it. I like it wet. I like it wet.
Well, just leave it then if you like it wet.
No, but I like it
Also
smelling.
like it smelling of
I
Greggs.
like this smell, and I'm changing my smell. I would love to get some Paco Rabanne, but that reminds you of when Dave Lee Travis
You used to come up the stairs and I used to run away. Yes.
used to hide in a broom cupboard. You don't get broom cupboards anymore. Where do they keep brooms?
It was a stationary cupboard.
Well, broom cupboards are stationary, otherwise the brooms will be all over the place. Ding that bell, baby. That's a good one. You can't say that anymore because of woke. Do you know what? I've been crediting that joke to Matt Murray from the computer game show. You know why he can't do that anymore? It's because of woke. Copyright Matt Murray. He didn't come up with it.
Rude.
He did not come up with it. What a bee.
Who did?
We don't know, Katherine.
Anonymous genius.
And that's why I'm starting an 18-part podcast series on iHeartRadio. Who came up with you can't do that because of woke?
Who's going to claim that joke? Something else I've been watching, just out of interest, and because I've been talking to my journalism students
Go on,
about
kids.
it,
Yeah, let's hear
is
this.
the Prime version, the Emily Maitlis version
KSI.
of the thing that Scoop tried to do. The Prince Andrew Emily Maitlis meeting and all the things that.
Why
happened
is
around
everyone? Why is everyone? How are there two dramas about something that happened ages ago that at the time was titillating, and now it's like. Dodi Fayed. No, Mohammed Al
I was going to
Fayed.
say, yeah. Well,
He lived to 95. Are we surprised? He's been
Accused of
he's
sexual
a
assault.
sexual assaultist. Great bit of rate. I haven't forgotten the phone in. I'm just aware that we're coming. We've only got 10 minutes left,
And there's so much to cover.
I want to play. I nearly tweeted the other day. Radio's dead. There's nothing on there of any interest or any fun, right? And there isn't, right? But there was actually a great 56 seconds of radio. It may not have been fun, but it was one of the most thrilling.
Oh.
Well, you know what it is. It's the James O'Brien thing.
Thrills and spills.
One of the most thrilling, exciting bits of live radio I have heard. Now, I saw it on Twitter. Now,
Have you got the full context yet?
I'm going to play the clip. I've got to play the clip before. I'm all over this bad boy. So, Nick Ferrari on LBC had a half an hour of Nigel Farage, who is the MP for Clacton-on-Sea.
Yeah, news to some people in Clacton.
Yeah, and he was surprisingly he was an arse on there. Someone phoned up from like Blackpool. Have you had any surgeries yet? Oh, well, if you were actually from Clacton, I would suspect you might be interested. But actually, it's got nothing to do with you. Of course, I've been told not to do any because I don't want anybody, people coming through the door with knives.
And who told you that you shouldn't do that? Guess. No, who told you that? The Speaker's office. They contact the Speaker's office.
So
no one said that.
Farage is on, and he's an arse on. If you're listening to this and you even admire him, let alone think he's a force for good, unsubscribe. Get off out. We don't want your money. Honestly, you're not our people. So anyway, this is Nigel Farage on Nick Ferrari's show. I think it's a minute before James O'Brien comes on.
Can't do very much.
Nigel Farage, thank you for appearing here on LBC and taking calls. I am done for another day.
Oh no,
James
that's
O'Brien's
the wrong bit. Sorry. Sorry, I do apologise. That's the wrong bit.
That's the next bit.
That is the next bit. Let me find it. Ferrari. Sorry, I thought I had liked it in my list of tweets. No, that. Here we go. I think this is it. Here we go.
Well, do you want to apologise for anything you said now?
No, I wish I'd...
the Farage riots by some people.
No, that was that moron.
They are called by some
that was
people.
That moron, O'Brien, that comes on this channel after you, and no wonder...
Now, at that point, etiquette and the standard behaviour is if I was on the air and someone called one of my colleagues, pretty much whatever I thought of them didn't matter, unless maybe Julia, but if someone said one of my colleagues was a moron, I would be straight in there, hand up, I'm going to stop you there. They're not here to defend themselves. I can't let you speak like that about a colleague. What is the point you want to make?
But also, especially, but not only, but especially if they're coming on next and they're listening.
Yeah. You don't allow that to happen. If they repeat the insult, the mic gets cut. I'm really going to have to stop you there. This person is not here to defend themselves. I don't know. What is the point you want to make? Ferrari is a disgrace in this. He does nothing because it's his mate. He's a disgrace.
That was
They are called by some
that was that moron, O'Brien, that comes
Right,
on this channel.
I'm going to stop you there. He's not here to defend himself. I'm not going to let you use language like that about my colleague. What do you think of the point I made that people...
After you, and no wonder my security detail's as big as it is. It's because of people like him.
That's a big claim.
That's libel. That's borderline libel. That's nudging up to libel. He's saying, James O'Brien has put my life at risk.
I have to ask you to expand on that.
Well,
Oh, say more?
when you
There's no
spread
secret.
hatred
I see.
and you spread lies, you
This is... I've listened to this a few times. It's making me feel nauseous. Ferrari is one of the worst kind of people. That's a clue to the phone. Where's the phone in? What we're going to do?
you anger a lot of people, and then their feelings against
see.
you become potentially violent.
How big is your security detail?
That's not a fucking question. Excuse me. Sorry, this is supposed to be... bleep that out, Katherine. That'll be bleeped out. That's not a question you asked there.
It's also not going to de-escalate a situation that's
No.
already too hot.
No.
It's big, and it's changed a lot since quotes like that.
Now,
Okay, but also that did not give us any detail.
I
did it?
didn't hear... I like to hear context before, and I did tweet. Has anyone heard the 3 minutes before and the 3 minutes after? Does Ferrari challenge him? And some good people who I like, including a guy called Ollie, who I'm a big fan of, said, no, that was it. So then a few minutes later, the 50 odd seconds building up to the news before James' show, he comes in and does this.
Thank you, Nick. The time is approaching 10 o'clock and, well, there's a lot to get through today. For example, have you ever had violent race riots named after you, or indeed been accused by the head of the Met of emboldening the racist thugs responsible? Has your vile and ignorant rhetoric ever helped instigate attempts to burn people alive in their beds? Have you ever cited a self-described misogynist facing rape and people trafficking charges in Romania as a trustworthy news source for events in the UK? Or described yourself as part of a similar phenomenon to him? Have you ever helped a convicted woman beater get elected to the UK Parliament? And have any newly elected MPs spent more time in America getting binned off by Donald Trump than they have in their own constituency? And what would you call someone who answers yes to all those questions?
That's going to be a tricky Christmas, isn't it?
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. And what's great is you can hear he's angry, but he manages to rein it in. It's beautiful. That for me is exciting radio.
And also LBC shared that.
Yeah. Did LBC share it?
I think so.
Did they? No, I don't think they did. My one wasn't. The one I've got isn't from an LBC share. Someone screen recorded it. So.
Oh, have they now?
Yeah, no, I don't know if LBC did, but the one I was using wasn't from that. We're nearly done with this podcast, and we haven't got to the phone-in bit. It kind of ties in with that. The phone-in is, very simply, who are the worst people? Mm-hmm. And I've got a list, if I may be so bold.
Go on.
Sports parents. I was first rugby game of the school year. And I go along and I enjoy it because I love watching my kids have fun. I'll go and watch them do anything. And there's a couple of... Right, come on! Get in the scrum! Scrum it! Doing all of that. And I'm thinking, come on! Oh, Jesus, they're not passing. They're not... Sports parents.
Yeah. I've been in netball matches where someone's been slagging off a kid. Oh, don't pass it to her. She'll drop it. It was their own kid they were talking about.
Yeah. Old people playing their phones with no headphones. Not young people. I quite like young people doing it on the bus. I like to imagine I'm Spock in Star Trek 4: The Voyage Home, and I Spock pinch them and they collapse on their thing.
I do draw a line when it's in one of my classes.
In a class is inappropriate.
Yeah.
Right? On a bus, I don't care. Old people. I was in Costa the other day. And delete that. Come on. Chalfont, you can't say that. Get rid of that. I was in Costa and I sent you a picture, didn't tweet it because I'm not like that. I sent a picture of an old boy in his 70s watching like sports on his phone.
Noisy sports.
Top volume.
Wow.
And then he went and then someone else did it. So old people. There's a man in Costa who does Zoom meetings on his laptop. No headphones.
Wow.
So you can hear the other person and you can hear him.
I find that embarrassing when people phone me and it's on a voice thing. I find it embarrassing. I couldn't do it in Costa. I could not do it for an extended period of time.
Another of the worst kind of people, the people that complain about young people. Oh, young people, they're not putting their headphones on. Oh, young people holding up their phones. Oh, yeah. No. People that complain about young people. Obviously, they're like doing murders and stuff like that. Yeah, complain
That's
about
allowed.
that. But just complaining about young people.
Because what
you're the
essentially
worst
they're
kind of
saying is
people.
They're complaining about them because they're different.
Wow. Who are your worst kind of people?
People that make sweeping generalisations about people.
Okay. I'll give you that. That's the phone in. It's dead simple. And what I'd like, ideally, is no context when you phone in. So you just go, estate agents, and then hang up. Or whatever it may be. That's all I want. Don't want any context. I just want either one or a list of the worst kind of people. The phone number, 0203 286 6370 is the phone number.
That means
That's the
the
end
fun
of the
time's
show.
over for you.
That's the end of the show, guys. Oh, we've just got a phone call coming in. Hello, caller. Is that you, Gatford?
No, it's someone different.
We're out of time. What do you want to say? Say it quickly. Too slow.
Slowford.
Too slow. That's it. That's your lot. See you next week. Do share this podcast. If you can find one person that you think might like this, do share this podcast. Until next week, course, we're going to stay around for another 2 hours or so for our Patreons. You could be a part of this. We are going to watch El Dorado. Chaz.